Hello, brothers and sisters. This is Lisa, and I'm here to share a couple words by Oswald Chambers. The first one is titled, Taking the Initiative Against Depression. Arise and eat. 1 Kings 19, verse 5. The angel in this passage did not give Elijah a vision or explain the scriptures to him or do anything remarkable. He simply told Elijah to do a very ordinary thing, that is, to get up and eat. If we were never depressed, we would not be alive. Only material things don't suffer depression. If human beings were not capable of depression, we would have no capacity for happiness and exaltation. There are things in life that are designed to depress us. For example, things that are associated with death. Whenever you examine yourself, always take into account your capacity for depression. When the Spirit of God comes to us, He does not give us glorious visions, but He tells us to do the most ordinary things imaginable. Depression tends to turn us away from the everyday things of God's creation. But whenever God steps in, His inspiration is to do the most natural, simple things. Things we would not ever have imagined God was in. But as we do them, we find Him there. The inspiration that comes to us in this way is an initiative against depression. But we must take the first step and do it in the inspiration of God. If, however, we do something simply to overcome our depression, we will only deepen it. But when the Spirit of God leads us instinctively to do something, the moment we do it, the depression is gone. As soon as we arise and obey, we enter a higher plane of life. And that's the end of the first word. And the second one and the last one I'd like to share with you all is titled Taking the Initiative Against Despair. Rise, let us be going. Matthew 26, verse 46. In the Garden of Gethsemane, the disciples went to sleep when they should have stayed awake, and once they realized what they had done, it produced despair. The sense of having done something irreversible tends to make us despair. We say, well, it's all over and ruined now. What's the point in trying anymore? If we think this kind of despair is an exception, we are mistaken. It is a very ordinary human experience. Whenever we realize we have not taken advantage of a magnificent opportunity, we are apt to sink into despair. But Jesus comes and lovingly says to us, in essence, sleep on now. That opportunity is lost forever, and you can't change that. But get up and let's go on to the next thing. In other words, let the past sleep, but let it sleep in the sweet embrace of Christ, and let us go on into the invincible future with Him. There will be experiences like this in each of our lives. We will have times of despair caused by real events in our lives, and we will be unable to lift ourselves out of them. The disciples, in this instance, had done a downright unthinkable thing. They had gone to sleep instead of watching with Jesus. But our Lord came to them, taking the spiritual initiative against their despair, and said, in effect, get up and do the next thing. If we are inspired by God, what is the next thing? It is to trust Him absolutely and to pray on the basis of His redemption. Never let the sense of past failure defeat your next step. And that's the end of these words. I pray you all have a great evening. God bless each and every one of you. And I will see you either next video or in the air. Bye-bye.